Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth. On today's show, we continue Carly Swimeller's interview with Homestead's new principal, Mr. Swinford, in part 2 of the segment that began last week. Bella Cook shares thoughtful words of advice from Homestead seniors, offering guidance and encouragement for the underclassmen. Elena Baker has your weekend weather outlook and will also bring you important school updates you won't want to miss. And to wrap things up, Braxton Hall delivers the first Down to the Wire of the year. All that and more is coming up right now on HHS In-Depth. Hello, Homestead. It's Friday, August 29th, and thank you for joining us on HHS In-Depth. I'm Caroline Burns.
And I'm Grace Dickmeyer. And Caroline, I really enjoyed Carly's story last week, introducing our new principal, Mr. Swinford.
It was really cool to see how Mr. Swinford plans to take Homestead to the next level. And as we mentioned on last week's show, we introduced you to Homestead's new principal, Mr. Swinford, and learned about what brought him to our school as well as his vision for the year ahead. This week, Carly Swimeller continues her conversation with him, diving deeper into his personal goals and accomplishments, and how he hopes to leave a lasting impact here at Homestead.
At Homestead, leadership isn't just about policies and procedures, it's about the people we interact with. As seen on our show last week, I sat down with our new principal, Mr. Swinford, to hear more about what brought him to Homestead and what he's most excited for as we head into the 2025-26 school year.
There's a point in a lot of people where you just kind of feel like you need a change. Dr. St. John and Mr. Ankenbrook called me. We just kind of talked through. They said, hey, we have an opening, gave us some positives and some things they were looking for in a principal. And they said, hey, you should apply. We think you'd be a good candidate. That part was a big draw, and also kind of the alignment with Dr. St. John and what he's wanting fit me and my personality. And went through the interview process, was offered the job, and rest is history.
What are your priorities to rebuilding trust and improving school culture here?
The first thing is just me being visible. I want to hear what's going on, and I want to figure out solutions, because I won't have all the answers, but there are enough people, like you said, it's a huge building. There's enough people in this building that we can find the answer somewhere in here. I want the staff and myself, we want to listen to you guys because you guys are living it. And we want to make improvements based on feedback that we get from kids.
But there's more to his story than just his professional goals. In our conversation, he opened up about a deeply personal experience, the loss of a daughter to cancer, and how that shaped the way he leads and connects with students.
Reagan taught a lot of people a lot of things. She passed away her senior year when she was 17. She never got down. She battled it 5 times, and I don't know how she did it. She was just that kind of positive, beaming light. And I don't know if it's something Reagan taught me, that there are more important things than things that we fester on. And she did a good job of giving all of us perspective, especially on our family, that things happen and they happen and we move on. And that was kind of what she did.
Through grief, he's found purpose, and that makes him not just a principal, but a leader who truly understands the heart of our school. His story reminds us that strength often comes with vulnerability, and that connection is the foundation of great leadership. We are so excited to welcome him into our school. Carly Swimeller, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you, Carly, for that story. It's clear there's a lot of excitement surrounding the new school year and the direction Mr. Swinford has planned for Homestead.
And now we go beyond Homestead. In recent news, President Trump signed executive orders Monday targeting cashless bail and flag burning. The orders aim to revoke federal funding from cities that continue cashless bail policies, starting with Washington, D.C. The Justice Department is now tasked with identifying jurisdictions that defy the policy. Trump also called for investigations into flag burning, despite past Supreme Court rulings that protect it as free speech. In other news, a case of the plague has been reported in El Dorado County, California. The plague, caused by bacteria and spread to humans through infected fleas and rodents, is most commonly seen in its bubonic form, the same type that wiped out millions throughout history. Officials say that the infected individual contracted the disease in Lake Tahoe from a flea bite. Fortunately, the plague is treatable with antibiotics, so the risk to the public remains low.
Thank you, Grace, for some news outside the walls of Homestead. Stick around, we'll be right back with more HHS In-Depth.
Next Monday is Labor Day, and while many students just see it as a day off, let's take a look at why we celebrate it and how it came to be. Before it was a national holiday, Labor Day was started by activists around 1882 protesting for workers' rights and better conditions. Because of their efforts, New York City became the first to recognize Labor Day. After that, a movement developed in the late 1880s to make it a national holiday. The first state to recognize Labor Day was Oregon in the February of 1887, and after that, other states soon began to follow. Eventually, in 1894, Congress decided that the first Monday of September every year would be marked as a national holiday. This Labor Day, make sure to appreciate the hardworking people around you that contribute to your everyday life. Have a great 3-day weekend, Homestead.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
It's not too early to mark your calendars. Following the success of last year's Read Under the Lights, Homestead High School will host Arts Under the Lights on Thursday, September 19th. The evening will showcase both performing and visual arts programs from all SAC schools, along with food trucks and plenty of live performances throughout the night. The event runs from 6 to 9 p.m. at the football stadium, and admission is free, so you won't want to miss it. On Tuesday, the Homestead Alliance Marching Band came together to show support for their competitors, the Carroll Charger Pride. Just days earlier, on Sunday, August 17th, Carroll student and band member Kaylin Howard tragically passed away from pulmonary edema, a heart condition that causes fluid to fill the lungs. Carroll's principal shared that during times like these, it is important that we come together to care and support one another. The Homestead Band took that message to heart, wearing pink and white at practice and tying ribbons to their instruments, just like the ribbon Kaylin wore on her baritone. From all of us here at Homestead, our hearts go out to Kaylin's family, friends, and the entire Carroll community.
Sprinters, jumpers, and hurdlers not involved in a fall sport. Coach Whitfield will host conditioning sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4:30, now through October 9th. Athletes should meet in the front of the weight room by door 1. Please spread the word to anyone running track, both boys and girls. A brand new tradition is kicking off here at Homestead to recognize students who go above and beyond in showing Spartan pride. Each month, teachers have the chance to nominate students for this honor, with winners announced right here on the show. To tell us more, here's Owen with this month's Spartan Spirit Award recipients.
Homestead is beginning a new tradition at the end of every month to acknowledge students who have exhibited Spartan pride in their everyday activities. Every teacher is allowed to nominate their students, and those selected are announced on the final episode of HHS In-Depth of every month. The August Spartan Spirit Award winners are as follows: Jessica Burkle, Yeva Ireland, and Caitlin Schwab, all nominated by Mrs. Baltez, and Taylor Sanders, nominated by Mrs. Line. If you recognize any of these names, be sure to congratulate them on their achievement. And to the winners this month, please go to the main office to receive your award. Reporting for HHS In-Depth, I'm Owen Kruger.
Congratulations again to all of this month's Spartan Spirit Award winners. And a reminder to teachers, don't forget to submit your nominations for next month's recognition.
Are you interested in DECA? Go to their call-out meeting today, right after school in the cafeteria. They'll cover what DECA is, the schedule for the year, and how students can get involved. For questions, email Mr. Dunn at the email address shown below. Speaking of DECA, some Homestead students are using their project to raise money to offset DECA fees for Homestead members.
The DECA drink is a way to raise money for our fundraiser, the What the Heck fundraiser. You can get multiple different white monsters, and then we're getting flavorings to put in the white monsters so you can have different fruity flavors. It's $4 per drink. It opened this past week and it will be open every Wednesday.
Support the What the Heck cause before school on Wednesdays and enjoy a fun drink at the Energy Shack, located by the business classrooms.
Earlier this week, the Homestead Parent Club graciously donated hundreds of boxes of tissues and disinfectant wipes, enough for each teacher to receive multiple for their classroom. At the conclusion of a faculty meeting, teachers were informed to grab their boxes before heading back to teach classes for the day. The teachers were very thankful for the donation from the Parent Club.
Homecoming week is almost here, and one of Homestead's favorite traditions, Survival of the Spartans, is making its return. Teams from each grade will battle it out in fun competitions for bragging rights. Information and forms are available now, but we'll have all the details on how you can get signed up on next week's show.
Attention Spartan seniors, don't miss out on valuable scholarship opportunities. Be sure to visit the HHS Scholarships page. You'll find several applications available, including the prestigious Lilly Scholarship, the PEO Star Scholarship, and the IU Well Scholarship, just to name a few. Deadlines are quickly approaching, so act now.
Being a freshman can be very stressful and overwhelming, especially when you don't know where to start. But who better to give advice than the people who have already been through it? Reporter Bella Cook brings us a story about advice from seniors to freshmen.
High school is more than just academics, and seniors know that better than anyone. They're passing along the advice they wish they knew when they were freshmen.
I'm involved in Interact, SODA, DECA, Key Club, Riley, student government, student ambassadors. Something I'm glad I did was join some of my clubs freshman year, because that really helps get into the leadership part of it more. The later you start, the harder it is.
I'm involved with student government. I'm the senior class president. In DECA, I am the Region 3 president. And I'm also the president of Ski Club. I would say to take your freshman year very seriously. Your grades can only go down from your freshman year. They're not getting any better. So I would really take some time to think about what you want to do with your future and see what you can do right now to do that, especially as a freshman.
I currently play football for Homestead High School. I'm the quarterback here. I'd say just be yourself. I mean, you're not going to please everybody at every time. So, I mean, if you're just staying true to yourself, don't try to be someone you're not. So that's the biggest advice I'd give to you guys, 2029.
Freshman year is the beginning of a new chapter full of opportunities. Lean on the advice from those who've been there and make the most of your high school years. Bella Cook, HHS In-Depth.
Thank you, Bella, for the story.
Now, it's time to hear more about what we can expect this weekend weather-wise.
Joining us here in the studio now is weather reporter Elena Baker. Elena, can you tell us a little bit about this weekend's weather?
Caroline, Grace, the weekend temperatures are going to be a little bit similar to what we've experienced this past week. However, it is looking to be slightly chillier for tonight's football game compared to last week, with partly cloudy skies and a high of 70 degrees. Be sure to show your Spartan pride at Noblesville by wearing anything camo, which is the theme for tonight. Looking ahead into the weekend, Saturday will have mostly sunny skies with a high of 72. Great to spend some time outside if you love feeling the fall weather. And for Sunday, things warm up ever so slightly with a high of 76 and perfect sunny skies. Spartans, be sure to get outside this weekend and enjoy these cooler temperatures before the summer heat returns. Just keep in mind that the lows at night dip into the 40s, so be prepared to wear a hoodie once the sun goes down. Elena Baker, HHS In-Depth.
Thanks for filling us in, Elena. Stick around, more HHS In-Depth is coming your way.
Including this year's first edition of Down to the Wire, coming up after this break.
Tonight, the high school football season rolls on as the Homestead Spartans look to bounce back from a Week 1 loss when they travel down to Noblesville to take on the Millers. Catch all the action on the .91.1 FM and online at WCYT.org with kickoff at 7:30.
Next week on HHS In-Depth, catch Emma Newberry's story on the Environmental Club's trip last summer. That's next week on HHS In-Depth.
Welcome back to HHS In-Depth.
Welcome into the first Down to the Wire of 2025 as all fall sports are now underway. I'm Braxton Hall. Starting on the gridiron last Friday, the Spartans football team got their season underway with a 35-0 defeat against Westfield. It is the third straight year that the Spartans opened the season with a loss, and they hope to get back on track against Noblesville tonight. Last Saturday, the girls cross-country team competed in the John Cleland Invitational. It was a very successful day as the Spartans placed first in the freshman-sophomore division, second in the junior-senior division, and first overall. They'll be back at it tomorrow along with the boys team at the Taylor Invite. On Tuesday, our sixth in the state boys tennis team took care of business as they defeated the Bishop Dwenger Saints 5-0. The Spartans won all 5 matches in straight sets and did not drop a single game in 4 of the 5 matches. They will be back in action tonight at Brownsburg. Last Saturday, the girls' soccer team kept their undefeated season going as they defeated Valparaiso 3-1 to improve the record to 4-0 on the season. They'll be back in action tomorrow here at home against Mount Vernon. On Tuesday, the boys' soccer team defeated Concordia 3-2 with 3 different Spartans getting on the scoring sheet and Grady Wilkins adding on an assist. The boys will be back in action next Saturday versus Northside. Girls golf competed in 2 matches this week on Monday and Tuesday, winning both, including a 160-225 victory against Columbia City on Tuesday. They will compete this Saturday at the Hall of Fame Invitational in Franklin. On Wednesday, many of you came out to support the girls volleyball team in the first outdoor volleyball game in IHSAA history. After a strong start, the girls ultimately came up short against the defending state champions, but it was still a great night for all involved. They'll be back in action against Snyder on Tuesday. And finally, Unified Flag Football began their season on Wednesday, and after facing a 10-point halftime deficit, they came back to defeat Warsaw 44-41 and begin the season 1-0. We'll host a multi-team jamboree at 10 a.m. tomorrow here at home. That'll do it for this edition of Down to the Wire. Good luck to all athletes in competition this weekend, and make sure to follow Homestead Athletics on Instagram and Twitter for updates on Homestead sports. Caroline and Grace, back to you.
Thank you, Braxton, and thank you all for watching our show today.
Make sure to follow our socials to keep up with the latest news from Homestead Media.
We look forward to seeing you again next week for another episode of HHS In-Depth.
Enjoy your weekend, Homestead.